Hello, my loves, and welcome to part 2 for the week of January 16th, 23. So this video is going to have Libra through Pisces. If you're looking for the other signs, be sure to check out part 1 on my page. Hope everyone is feeling pretty good. I know that we're finally moving out of some big retrogrades that we've been in for quite some time. A lot of processing is going on, a lot of emotional release, but finally kind of feeling like we are crawling out of that rubble, so to speak. As always, if you like what I do, be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Check out my website and Instagram for a ton of more information. You can book your own card reading, or you can book a one-on-one video session. And in those, we can dive a little bit deeper into any feelings that you have around feeling stuck, any grief that you're carrying, any blockages that you want to address, and kind of see what comes up for you there. But otherwise, we're just going to get right into it. Like I said in part 1, I'm doing these a little bit differently this week, kind of see if it'll stick, but instead of pulling just the 3 cards and then doing the reading based off those 3, I kind of continually am pulling. So I probably only pulled like 6 per card or per sign. They're still only a few minutes long, but that way the energy is just constantly moving and flowing, and I feel like we're getting a little bit more out of it. So let me know in the comments what you think about this, if you enjoy this reading anymore. And let's get right into it. So Libra's first up. Let's see what Spirit has for Libra this week. What guidance, what messages Libra may need. All right, Libra, one more shuffle. All right, so we have 9 material harvests. I literally pulled this twice in part 1, I think. I say I think because I do the readings and they're just kind of channeled and I don't remember all the things. But Libra, okay, so getting a raise, some of you, getting money back on a loan. Like I do see you getting a good chunk of money this week, which is feeling really good to you. Maybe you're being paid for, I don't want to say it's like kind of like a side hustle. It's not like a full-blown business, but maybe you are also selling things out of your house, just kind of like purging your space, selling things that you no longer need. Either way, you're getting a little extra money this week, which is nice. Nothing too crazy, just some extra spending money. Some of you can invest that. Then we do have this patience and planning card, Libra. So I am seeing some of you really planning a move, trying to take a look at your long term. Where do you see yourself? Where do you want to be? What do you want to do with your life? Just knowing that where you're at right now is not feeling incredibly stable for you. So some of you might be like literally actively planning on where you're going to move right now. And some of you are just kind of starting to toy with the idea, thinking, okay, within this next year, this is something I want to do. I don't feel completely happy where I'm at. And I need to move forward in that regard. And then we do have suffering in silence. So I do see some of you carrying a lot of grief. Some of you are going through a breakup. Just overall, like the romantic side, whether you're in a relationship or single, I'm feeling like there's a lot of heaviness around it. There's a lot of overthinking in your romantic partnerships. There's a lot of just kind of like shutting off yourself and not wanting to open up intimately. You are processing a lot about past romantic relationships, and this is really was kind of holding you back from moving forward in that realm. But then you have 6 material and spiritual prosperity. So you do have great things coming your way. This is just kind of like another purge that you're going through. And with the suffering and silence, it's like Spirit is really asking you to be really mindful of how you're like isolating when you're upset, to reach out to people around you. Like, why do you feel that you can't do so? Like, what is wrong with exploring these feelings? And I sense that like you maybe didn't get the best direction on how to deal with your emotions growing up, or maybe they're ignored or dismissed in certain regards. And so you've kind of done that to yourself now as an adult, even though you know it's not serving you. Last but not least, power card number 8. This is Spirit asking you to tap into that internal power that you have, to tap into the strength that you know resides within you, and to ask for fucking help if you need it. That is strong. That is being powerful, you know, to accept your emotions and, you know, isolating and hiding from them and not and pretending like they're not there is not going to make you stronger, right? It's only going to make them more burdensome. So we do need to dive into those shadows. We need to dive into the mess that is our brain sometimes to transcend that energy into something better, especially with this on the horizon. All right, next up we have Scorpio. Let's see what messages Spirit has for Scorpio this week. What guidance Scorpio may need. What does Scorpio need? Spirit. All right. Scorpio, Scorpio, Scorpio. Heartache and loss. Very sad. Oh, I feel like you're just a little emotional this week. I'm hearing friend right off the bat. So this could be a physical loss. This could be just a grief of like a friendship ending that really meant a lot to you. Overall feeling, again, friend, I keep hearing friend, maybe not feeling completely supported and happy with your friend circle, with the people that you share time with. You're beginning to notice like, oh, maybe this person isn't filling my cup in a way that I would like. Maybe they're not adding to my life in a way that really feels very good to me. Then we have this financial material changes. This is usually kind of a setback financially for a brief period of time, Scorpio. So I see just a lot of change for you. Some of you maybe are getting fired from your job, leaving your job, going on to different things, and just feeling overwhelmed by it all. You're like really kind of in a rut right now, wanting to feel better and renewed by the new year, I'm hearing. But Spirit is, reminding you that these things, this is like shedding season. We are in the winter. Things are not going to feel renewed for a bit. You do have accelerated motion though. So things are going to expand for you quickly come spring. So really like this next week too, even like in February, things will begin to change a lot for you. But the rest of this month is kind of just like processing all the emotions you have and trying to really get clear about what direction you want to go in. We have choose wisely, number 7. So this is generally like when you're trying to make choices and you're letting everyone else weigh in on what direction you should go in. You need to remind yourself that like you are the only one who has to live with the choices that you're making. So it's fine to vent or get advice or whatever from other people, but make sure that the people that you're talking to aren't outweighing how you yourself feel about it. So to make sure you have time to yourself to really figure out what exactly it is that you want. Because then you do have fulfillment of wishes, number 9. That's literally like getting and obtaining all the things you ever wanted. So do not sell yourself short. Do not feel like you need everyone else to tell you what to do, because you are strong, you are wise, you are connected. Right now you're just going through it, all right? It's just kind of a hot mess for a little bit. It's okay. It's not gonna be like that forever. Ooh, excuse me. All right. Sagittarius up next. Let's see what Spirit has for Sagittarius this week. What guidance, what messages Sagittarius may need. Crown chakra. All right, Sagittarius, so you like diving deep as hell into, oh, my sock is stuck, into your spiritual practice. So whatever that might mean for you. Some of you, this could be religion. Some of you, this could be like just more, like spiritual, into like the earth and talking to your spirit guides, praying, meditating, whatever that looks like to you. I really see you making that like the core of your day. So some of you might be setting up a particular routine with it. Maybe you've fallen out of this routine. Now you are making sure every morning or whatever, you're taking time to 10 minutes meditate or pray or whatever it is that you want to do. Some of you are going to church or like worship groups, but really beginning to realize how much you want to prioritize kind of the community within it too. And like I said, almost get back into like a routine with it if you used to be in one. Then you have 4, foundations and achievements. This is a beautiful card, all about, having the foundation that you've always wanted. So you are feeling very secure this week and in general about where you're at, your home life, your family. you feel that you have a great support system in that regard, that it really supports anything you want to do. And so I do see some expansion for you there. And then we have passion ignited, number 1. So this support is allowing you to kind of, or not kind of, but to move out of survival mode. So you've been in this survival mode for quite some time. You've had to be more in this like dominant, aggressive energy, and now you are kind of softening up. You can put that creative energy and that passion into things that you're excited about. This could be art, this could be dance, this could be anything that feels creative, sewing. Like there's so many different things that are creative outlets. Don't overthink it too much. But definitely, you know, a great week to kind of explore a different creative outlet as well. If you've been thinking about, like I said, getting back into something or picking up a new kind of hobby or craft, this would be a really great week for that. And then you have prosperity begins, number 1, very nice. Just showing that all of the seeds that you've been planting are really taking root. Like I said, I feel really, really good about your reading this week, Sag. Like I said, feeling very supportive. You've gone through your stressors in the past year and feelings of overwhelm, but you are kind of putting into perspective what's very important to you, and that like things really are good. You're like, I'm happy, I'm healthy. That's good, right? Like not waiting for the other shoe to drop quite as much as you have in the past. It's beautiful. Definitely soak in the moment, soak in that feeling. You know, it's not necessary to always wait for shit to hit the fan. All right, next up we have Capricorn. Let's see what guidance and messages we have for Capricorn this week. All right, Cap. Memories of love, number 6. You are feeling nostalgic as fuck, Cap. All right, and I have sacral chakra. So for some of you, I'm seeing this is like nostalgia in terms of like childhood, like family dynamic, but then also kind of how you've had to be in the world and how you grew up, relating to now how you relate in your romantic relationships. You've been doing a lot of thinking about that, a lot of diving into yourself and trying to understand these things and patterns and beliefs even more so. So there's definitely a sense of nostalgia and appreciation for the past, even if it wasn't like all glamorous or amazing and happy memories. There is definitely more of a acceptance and kind of realization, and you're beginning to understand like, okay, do I really want to carry all these things with me? What can I work toward kind of reprogramming for myself, especially in terms of my really important and significant relationships? You know, I think before it was like you were going more off like society's conditioning on how relationships should be and what it should look like, and now you're trying to, you know, tap more into your wisdom and your discernment to figure out like, well, what do I need as an individual human, right? Because maybe I have been doing and seeking these things that society has told me to do and they're not completely fulfilling me, right? Then you had 2 movement choices and decisions. So I do see you kind of considering, like some of you I'm seeing like a physical move, but like some of you I'm also seeing a big change in your commitment to a particular relationship. So marriage comes up for me. Some of you might be moving toward marrying a significant other. Maybe I feel like some of you have been through so much with this person back and forth. Been doing a lot of healing together and individually, and now you're kind of at this path where you're like, well, maybe we should take this next step. What sort of commitment are we going to continue to make toward each other? And then some of you I see moving away from a partnership. So it could be either or. It just kind of depends where you're at. There's a lot of change regardless coming up in terms of your intimate relationships. And then we have emotional withdrawal. So this week is going to be very important to slow yourself down, get curious about these deep feelings you have and how, like I said, like your childhood experiences have driven where you are now. And like that doesn't necessarily mean like you're just acting out and like completely repeating what your parents have done. It could mean that like you've seen what your parents have done or had relationally, or the adults around you, whatever the fuck caregivers you had, and then you literally decided you wanted to go the complete opposite because that just didn't make sense to you, and it didn't feel good to you, right? So you went the complete opposite, but maybe too much, right? Now you're trying to figure out, how do I land somewhere in the middle, right? I want to live my life for myself, but not like, if you're living your life making sure what you're doing is like completely not what your parents did, it's not really 100% for yourself at that point. Like, you're still living because of like the actions that they've taken, in a sense, if that makes any sense to you. All right, next up, I feel like that was a mouthful. We have Aquarius. Let's see what guidance and messages Spirit has for Aquarius this week. What does our Aquarius need to hear, need to know moving forward? All right, Aquarius, another material harvest. Okay. Why didn't I pull that shit? Did I? I don't even know. And then 2 waiting games. So I don't know why I felt drawn to pull both at the same time, but it makes a lot of sense now. So Aquarius, you are stressed the F out about money. I see some of you switching up jobs, waiting to hear back about particular jobs, just feeling very frustrated, kind of in limbo for quite some time. So the waiting game is a perfect card to pull with it, right? Just showing that you will get the things that you want. You're just going to have to wait a little bit longer to exercise any patience that you might have left. Try to enjoy this in-between phase as much as you possibly can. Just know that like you're not going to go without. So even if you have to be a little more budget friendly and, you know, just be a little more conscious of your spending for the next few weeks or so, just again, know that money will be returning to you. So it's not like you're never going to recover for this, or you're never going to make up any money that you have lost, so to speak. Have some faith and try to enjoy where you're at now. Then we get victory and success. So like I said, you will be kind of moving into a more steady financial place if that's been a big worry for you. You know, just like I said, enjoy where you're at because it's not forever. And try to figure out like how you can be more comfortable in those spaces. Because I do feel like right now we're having a bit of a tower moment. I can't. So just feeling like your whole foundation has changed, a lot has changed. It's just a lot for you to process. And I think like Spirit is saying, for the most part, it's not bad. It's just that like you've been in your comfort zone for quite some time and you've just taken a massive leap. So this is a good thing. You're going to be where you need to be, like you are supported, but you've taken that massive leap and it's almost like you just packed in like 4 months of shit in like a couple weeks or a month. So there's just a lot going on for you. And then you also have spiritual and material prosperity. So if that doesn't confirm that money's on the horizon, that you will be supported, I don't know what does. You just got to listen. You got to like work at, this period is for you to like work at figuring out how you can still remain grounded somewhat and have faith even when shit is kind of a hot mess. That's really your goal this week, all right? How can I have faith everything's gonna be fine even when it's not fine right now? I don't feel so fine. Okay, and last but not least, we have Pisces. Let's see what Spirit has for Pisces this week. What guidance and messages does Pisces need? All right, we got 12 sacrifice. I'm almost positive we got this card last week, actually. It's kind of like messing with my brain. I feel like you are letting go a lot of family wounding, trauma from your childhood, just a bunch of shit that doesn't serve you. I see you speaking up about things that you haven't brought to the light before, just not holding back how you're feeling, really just wanting to let go of so much. You're sick of maybe showing up in a particular way or having roles with people in your family in life that you don't want anymore. You do have conflict and defeat, so I see you like arguing with family, having some issues with your immediate circle, and it's really just like I'm hearing inability to change. So people just feeling frustrated with the change and unsure that they really want it to change, like they're not having faith that it's going to go in the right direction, but you are following your guidance and continuing to do so. You need to. Like, you have the Hope card, 17. So to continue to follow that light, continue to follow what is being shown to you and how to move through it, right? Like, being true to yourself, being kind to others, whatever the fuck, but don't lie. Like, if there are things you need to get out, I feel like you're breaking like some really intense, like, generational shit right now. So bringing something to the light that maybe was hidden in your family, maybe there was abuse that wasn't what people weren't speaking about, there was a dynamic that nobody knew about, and you're really bringing it to the light, and it's like, it's very tense, like, it's causing a lot of friction, but this friction is completely necessary because shit has to change, right? You can't hold that in any longer. It's going to make you sick. It's going to make you literally have physical symptoms. So it's completely necessary. Take the time that you can this week and through all these challenges to, you know, honor yourself, take care of yourself, whatever that looks like. If you got to put your phone on Do Not Disturb a couple days, do it. If you got to put your phone in the fucking other room and not look at it all day, do it. Whatever you have to do. You do have support. Be really, really mindful and open to new people coming in who can support you, maybe new therapists to work with, or just like a group of people who feel more aligned energetically to you. I do see some of you kind of taking a separation from family or particular family members for a little bit of time. So that's kind of necessary for you to call in just more aligned people if you do find that that's the case for you. Just know that it's kind of like a clearing, and you might be in this like weird limbo space until you do call in those people for yourself. So yeah, that was it for this week's readings. If you like what I do, as always, be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe, check out my Instagram, website, you know the drill. If you want your own personal reading, I would love to do that. You can either reach out to me on Instagram about it or just book it directly through my website. I also do one-on-one video sessions with people, 30 minutes or an hour, and then we can talk one-on-one and we can dive into whatever you want, like whatever blockages you have, issues you're trying to move through in relationships, just helpful perspective and outside perspective to kind of help you dive a little bit deeper, right? See what maybe not be seen. So either way, I am looking forward to seeing y'all next week. Take care and have a great rest of your week.